Well, to answer that, I think, again, there is a balance. You want to have information on there that is easy to understand and to make sense of, and to compel or drive to encourage people to take seriously what is there so that it can then lead to the diagnostic capacity that it has. So that's why a simple grade that is very clear for the school community to understand is something that we have found very much concentrates people's attention and leads them, as I said in my testimony, to ask that question, why? Why this grade? Once they ask that question, they then look at the subparts and the various metrics on the progress report, and that answers their question why, and it has serves exactly the purpose that you pointed out, which was to let them look at the particular areas. When we rolled this out in the pilots, the 2 pilots last year, we did so without a grade. And there was a lot less attention paid to them at that time, including some things that could have been and need to be changed to improve them. When we put a grade on there, people suddenly found those things. And so it's a very good indication that the grade does concentrate people's attention. It makes it real. It makes it important. It makes people want to go through the crucial diagnostic efforts that the data in the progress report provide. A big problem with the No Child Left Behind Act is it gives about 1/3 of the schools get something like in need of improvement. The rest of the schools don't get anything. And even though there's some data there, they don't pay attention to it because it doesn't really have much bearing in the public or in consequences. So we wanted to give something that drew everybody's attention to the key diagnostic information that is there.
Thank you. Let me just introduce additional colleagues that have joined us. In front of me, a little bit to my right, is Daniel Rodnick of Manhattan and Jessica Lappin of Manhattan. To my extreme right is Miguel Martinez of Manhattan, Elizabeth Katz of Queens. And let me turn to, before I turn to my colleague Lou Fiddler to ask questions, I'm getting information that, do you know how many people were involved in the Clinic PI poll? Because I'm getting some sort of information that the poll had over 1,000 people voted that question. And I'm curious as to whether or not you know of that over 1,000, how many were parents in public schools?
What I know, Mr. Chair, is that of those 1,000, all of them were asked this question, and I did refer in my testimony to what the public at large thought, the public at large by a margin of over 2 to 1 across that 1,000, which is a reliable measure, thought that they were fair. Then there were a subset of those people who were parents, and of those parents who knew their grade, by over 3 to 1, they thought that the grade that their schools received were fair. I don't know the exact numbers, but will be happy to provide that information.
Yeah, I'm going to try to find out myself, but the information that I have is of the 1,000 voters that were polled, only of that 1,000, only 143 were parents in public schools. That's what I understand.
Well, all 1,000 were asked their view about the progress reports. All 1,000, the members of the public, I suspect that they are voters for all of you here and that their views on the progress reports are of some value, and by a margin of over 2 to 1, those people thought that the progress report was fair. All 1,000.
We've been joined by my colleague, Bill de Blasio from Brooklyn, and let me turn to